once again, thank you for your invitation. It's really a pleasure to be with you. I hope that all of us will find something specific or some small stone for our life mosaic to put or to fulfill our lives. And this is why we are hanging together, and hope our, let's say, brainstorming or meeting will be something to upgrade our lives. I'm Robert Klun. I graduated in '99 out of urbanism architecture. But yes, as Maya probably explained, I'm working also in industrial design and design. I'm having several companies who are actually connecting each other. The first, which is of course my family business, is manufacturing soft upholstery furniture and also designing this furniture. It's a company going up now for 40 years, established by my parents. And when I graduated architecture, I actually upgraded this manufacturing furniture company with design, with special touches, and today we are present not just yeah, he's not hearing well, maybe that's why.
You can speak his language.
Yes. So leave it here, it's okay.
No, I don't come.
So yeah, one segment of my life or my work is Klun Ambienti company, where we manufacture, let's say, more than 45 different catalog segments, and of course we are quite strong since we are connecting technical part and projects with furniture business. The second very unique story is Magnet Design story, where we met. Magnet Design is, let's say, concept design showroom, collecting around design. Design is a magnet, that's why Magnet Design. And design is a magnet, and collecting all the best from the region. That means architecture, design, of course also interior design, urbanism, and connecting also products and materials from local surrounding. Yes, some segments are also from Switzerland, some from other countries, but let's say more than 80% of the story of Magnet Design. First showroom I opened with partners in Belgrade. 3 years ago, let's say now, the hub in Ljubljana. And the plan is, like with BIG BERRY, to open several branches all over the world. Probably this year we will open Riyadh and Dubai, and this story will follow. And the third segment, which is my soul, is Robert Klun Architects, and we will go quickly through our work to explain you how we think, why actually we connect local materials, healthy materials, innovation, composition, and functionality, which goes towards modularity and finding different clients. Clients today we have through Gulf region, that means Saudi Arabia, Emirati, Bahrain, up to Switzerland, England, Austria, and of course domestic market. Slovenia is for me very important. Nevertheless, today is a very small part of our work, but you know, living in Slovenia is amazing, so that's why I try to stick with Slovenia so strong. So we do projects from architecture, project from Ljubljana, one Westgate Tower, hope one day will be built. Interiors, different projects, connecting light, marble, different approach. Always is very important how our clients feel the ambient. Ambient can be like here, outside or inside. So when we do our story, we try to connect the spirit of the client and connect it with who we are and how we see that this will help our client to upgrade his or her life. what you can see is a variety of projects which are not all in one segment. So we are not just working on architecture or on skyscrapers or just interiors or just villas or just one segment of our work or of our life. Why? Because the variety of our work is connecting different cultures, and besides also we are thinking that working only one segment, let's say to work only on modular houses, you cannot upgrade yourself. So when you are working with different segments, with different professions, then you are upgrading your work. And what you saw is actually the segment where we are trying to be open and trying to find the best out of the location, the best out of, let's say, materials, lighting, and the most important is that we combine all 5 senses of our life, of our people. And probably, I heard that you are fashion designers. Yeah? For sure, when you are waking up in the morning, the first thought is, especially for ladies, what I will dress today. So, for me, the day is actually waking up even sooner. And that's why I'm trying to bring the experience of life so enthusiastic into our designs, into our interiors, houses, workplaces, that you are thrilled to wake up every morning. And then not just in the morning, but also all the segments of your day. So sometimes you have clients which actually don't want to have light in sleeping area or in bathroom or in living room. The other would like to live like here, to have completely open life, to be transparent. Nevertheless, the neighbor is beside or whatever, but still you need to protect this privacy or protect this quality of life, and then all this variety is coming closer to you. Now I will jump to the second segment of our work. Magnet design is one idea which is actually in my head since, maybe now for centuries, let's say in expression. Why? Because as an architect, I'm always dreaming to offer turnkey solution to my clients. Today life is very quick. We don't have time like today to chill out, to sit, to enjoy coffee, to have a cigarette or whatever. Today, especially in the city, life is very quick and you don't have time to rush for shops, to rush to go to the mall or to visit an architect and then decorator and then showrooms or whatever. And that's why I, let's say, build up the story of magnet design. Behind is the picture of our showroom in Ljubljana. And like I said, design is our magnet, connecting showrooms, architecture, design, interior design, different companies like Klun, like Gyroflex, also Kolpa is our partner in the story. We are working, like I said, through this line in between Slovenia, up and down, Saudi Arabia, Emirati, small Bahrain, the region in the center of Europe, England. Yeah, some words about me. Yeah, I was for 6 years also president of Design Association of Slovenia, where actually this idea was becoming a reality. So with this segment, when Slovenia became independent, also the market collapsed. And what happened, especially the segment of architecture, interior design, photography, architecture, collapsed. There was no work. And when in 2005-2006 I became president of Design Association of Slovenia, my strong will was to put together this energy and to connect this energy with economy, especially of course economy of Slovenia. And we managed quite well to connect cities, governments, different economies, designers, like industrial designers, unique designers which are part of your work, talking about fabrics, talking about different segments of shoes, clothes, hats, whatever is connecting this unique story. Some of our projects, how we succeed in the story of magnet design, and to convince our clients, I will show you only the biggest. This is Marriott Courtyard Hotel in Riyadh. You can find out that the whole project was done in Slovenia, transported to Saudi Arabia, installed by our teams, that means Slovenian people, and handover. And now this project is 1 year operating and very successful. All the segments, furniture, lights, benches, counting tables, bars, all designed and prepared in Slovenia for the client. Second project is A-Loft, new line of Starwood hotels, 281 rooms. Again, all what you see on the picture, also this was produced in Slovenia. Nevertheless, design is not Slovenian, but everything prepared and shipped and installed in Saudi Arabia. This is near Bahrain, east part of Saudi Arabia, 266 rooms. Project in eastern province of Saudi Arabia for one family, Al Rashid Sheikh. We designed 160 rooms, compounds. In Saudi Arabia, life is completely different than here. They actually don't go out. They are living in compounds, completely closed compounds, which have 6, 7, 8 meter high walls around the compound. And expats are living mostly in these compounds. That means Saudi Arabia is 60 million people. And of course, professionals are coming from all over the world, like here in Big Berry, from Brazil, France, also Saudi Arabia. And when they come, they need to stay in certain area or certain company, certain city, and we design new compound for this very huge company with all public areas, swimming pool areas, apartments. Project which is very close to this one was developed for Marles in Terme Topolšica. It's a beautiful area in the north part of Slovenia. 29 houses with eco-friendly materials. People working for us, our production. Developing projects for clients is probably the same like in your core business. We all are aware that fashion is developing, architecture is developing, materials are developing, and to be a custom made is for sure very important. And for this segment you need to integrate most quality professionals from variety of fields. This is the highest or the tallest building in Ljubljana, called Crystal Tower, and the investor called me and said, help me, we need for the lobby something to sit. And we developed, of course, crystal chair for the lobby of Crystal Palace. I don't have picture here which could be related to you. No, okay, nevertheless. Can we go on internet with this one? Yeah? to let's say, give a starting guide or starting point of our hanging together is the story where we combine the story of design, furniture, and unique approach of artists. I started to integrate in our furniture not just functionality, ergonomy, quality of product, but on this picture you can see Slovenian artist who I invited to actually put the painting on our furniture. And the collection is amazing. You can actually buy this furniture, this one or this one, and you can add also this image, which is suit in leather or fabric, and called Manhattan, made by Gaspar Jemec, academic painter, Slovenian. And that's how we try to connect different segments to fulfill our needs, our life, our stories. And like in your segment, I believe we all are aware that our life will change, and also type of dress, habits of dressing are changing, and altogether is changing our life. So how to connect or to bond these professions is for sure interesting task for us, and each of us will be pleased or will be happy when we or he or she will find her star or his star. So we all know that stories like industrial stories can be bought for certain amounts, but since we are all one kind of artists, we would like to upgrade our level to become a brand name for us. And if we will be brand name for us, we will become brand name also for society. So this is a short presentation. Now I need your help. How to follow up?
I just wanted, someone had some question, because this is imagined to be like a place for getting to know each other.
Okay.
Because afterwards you're going to start to work on something together, to brainstorm about some project. So I will ask the first question. So how is your experience in working with fashion designers? So where do you see them in your part of the work? So in practical way.
Yeah. Right now I'm doing one amazing project for Gorenje. They selected 6 studios in Slovenia, and we are now in final selection. Our studio and one more. And the story is Gorenje Experience Center. It will be in Velenje. But what is interesting? Interesting is that to integrate art, fashion design, other segments, also, let's say, flowers, also acoustic, also light, also materials, is very important for impression for those who are coming. And for example, if Gorenje is doing washing machine, fashion designers are a very important segment. They need to work together. Why? Because you need to wash your clothes. So that's why we have these catwalks, which are imaginary, not just classical, but to have, local or Slovenian or Croatian, to invite, let's say, those who are responsible for Gorenje Germany. You invite also 2 or 3 designers, fashion designers, prepare the whole event and show how Gorenje is connecting with fashion. So different stories always can be one story. And for me, very important is that we talk to each other, we share our thoughts, we think together, and I can upgrade my architecture, design, stories, philosophy only when I'm talking with other segments. If I'm talking with architects all the time about houses, 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 I will become blind. So that's why I believe it's very important. Of course, my experience is even deeper because quite strong segment of Slovenian Design Association. I was for 6 years design president. We have selection of not fashion but unique design, and in this unique design they work on fabrics, they work on different structures, different stories, not just fabric like fabric or leather or artificial leather or whatever, but they combine metal strings, whatever, and that's how we work together. And all fashion need architecture to be presented.
Do you agree?
No?
Well, from my point of view,
I'm sure that if you put interesting design in a barn or in a shopping mall or in let's say some urban areas, it will look different in all these segments, in all these places. Yeah? And that's why it's very important to talk to each other, to develop how different designs are matching light, maybe some fabrics or some materials. You cannot notice if there is not the right light on it. So, yes, it's very important. It's very important. Nevertheless, of course, we all, men, like beautiful lady in the high heels. Okay, another story.
with the high heels.
Even without clothes.
Well, that's not for fashion design segment. This is the other.
If you have
May I have one suggestion?
Yeah, of course.
Each of you who is having a question, please tell me maybe a word or two about you. Okay?
So you could present yourself, just as a first. We know who's going to be first.
Well, this is the hardest thing always for me. I am Irena, and I'm working as an assistant professor at Faculty of Textile Technology in Zagreb, and fashion department, and right at the moment I am chief of the department, not department, department. I bring my students and my assistant Franka. They are students, well, we call that part industrial designers, not just fashion. Fashion designers for us are artists, and they don't think always on that clothes need to be practical, and they think about that segment. If I did I?
Yes, fashion design is more art, and we do how to make
and art.
clothes, and
Yes, they are. I think they are better for some for Big Berry and for some projects like that.
For example, if I may just hop in, they were developing their designs for 4 days now, actually 3 full days, and some of them they didn't just try to find the right image of the things that should be presented. For example, how is this vertical line going to be put on some clothes, but how to construct it in a way it could fit the nature, the houses, the everything. Because some of them are more interested in constructing clothes. Some of them are interested maybe in costumography, which is also interesting because they know that they can here build a scene. It's not just about clothing. But on the other hand, it's good that we have also people who are interested in fashion design, because they will probably understand that, I don't know, even though here is very warm and we need some light clothes, for example, linen or something like this, they would think of how to present it in the best way. So how to soften everything to create the Big Berry scene. So they're interesting combination because they're, even though there are like 5 of them at the moment here, they don't have like the same approach, but they are in the same year study, and they studied all the time together. But because of this department, they have some different visions, and now they created elements like a few elements per person, but they also hopped into each other and created some interventions into each other's design. So this is a real combination. So and now we are interested in how is this going to be like when you have all of them who already know something about Big Berry, who have experience of creating something for Big Berry, and designing. And I just must say, they were asked to design one thing, and they designed, for example, 4 or 5 things these days. So they are hyper productive. So watch out.
Not so, but
Yeah. How is this going to be like your brainstorming process? What is going to happen when they combine with an architect? And also we have another architect here who is a product designer. You know, I don't know where is this discussion going to end, or are we going to be able to produce maybe some design which will represent, you know, this mixture. So this is, okay, someone else can present.
What is the question?
No, there wasn't a question.
Ah, okay.
there was no question in the moment.
I would like to ask you something, Robert. You know, what's the hardest part in your work? Because I see that you're working on many fields. So you're architecture designer, urbanist. I mean, you're also business. You know, you're developing business. So what's the difficult part, the most difficult part when you work? What do you see that
People.
working with people?
Your answer
Yes,
always,
yes.
not the difficult, but the most
But
important.
not just clients. You know, when you work, I said that I'm working 26/8, not 24/7, 26/8. I don't know why, but that's who I am, and that's how I work. And yes, one day I don't work classically. I go for work, for golf, or whatever. But always you are with people. I'm not a person who can sit beneath the tree and do yoga or meditation. I don't do that. I need energy around me. People who are grabbing my energy away, obviously I have too much of them. But nevertheless, you know, when you have employees, different field of employees, architects, designers, workers, managers, office people, each person needs different approach. It's not simple like that and say, this is our path, we are going this direction, support me. No way. One lady is having problem with the husband. One man is having problem with the mistress. All these they are bringing in our life. And of course, clients, they are in Slovenia really tough. Why? Because this transition, this period out of ex-Yugoslavia, which I'm noticing quite strongly, culture of talk, culture of expression, being polite, being to hear somebody and then to answer, to understand that each of us, nevertheless, there is one worker who is cleaning toilets, or there is one president of the board of Kolpa. They are both people. Nevertheless, one is very important for himself, and the other one is probably miserable. But we need to you know, understand each other. Also, me, probably I don't understand everybody, but it's very important to hear what somebody would like to tell you and to adjust. And the toughest part is communication. Convince them that you are trying to be honest, honorable, that you are trying to solve his problem. I'm not working on this project for me, for myself. I'm working for them. How to develop quality ambient, ergonomic ambient, amazing offices, to feel better, not to come to work and to be miserable like gentlemen in the toilet, you know, but to feel this beautiful life. Yeah? And of course, today we are working not 6, 7, 8 hours, but more. And still Slovenia is really spoiled about this. Everybody would like to go, you know, at 3 p.m. or 4 p.m. on the bicycle, you know, leaving behind work and everything. For me, life is segments: work, love, breathing, eating, all this mixture. Not shares, or not just one segment. And this is how it's, for me, sometimes really hard to understand people. Yeah?
Yeah, I mean, I wanted a different answer, but yeah, because I think that the you know, for designers, I talked to them 2 hours ago. The hardest part is, I think, that to understand how to sell them this beautiful design. I think that you're special here because you can even sell. You know, you have many architects in Slovenia who are poor, but you on the other side understand the business of it. So that's the.
But I probably answered you.
Yes, you did. Of course you did. But yeah, of course you did.
The question of selling my work or your work is understanding the opposite side. Hear what they want. And it is hard. Yesterday I had very bad experience with one client. We designed an amazing villa for him or for her, for a couple, and I quit. Before we started with building this villa, we went apart because there was no trust. Yes, I'm losing money, but money is not everything. Out of this, I will have more time for another one, maybe not for money, for myself, to be more inspired in selling something else. This is life, you know, connecting things. And the question about selling your stories, is how long you are willing to stand up. If you will be able, and if you will be so strong that after every failure you will stand up and walk, you will succeed. And success is again completely different for me than for you and for her. Yeah? I would die if I would have to work only on, let's say, houses in Slovenia or houses in Ljubljana, for sure. I need this universe. I need this different cultures. I need this mingling. Of course, you need to be smart. You need to put numbers. If you hate mathematics, don't do business. Really, don't do it. Because you will suffer. It's very simple, but you have to be good in mathematics. Numbers are important.
No business for us.
I know.
Yeah.
I don't agree.
How do you see your work if you have to cut it in percentage of, so we're talking about design, project management, business, which is the largest part? Because I talked to them and I said that firstly, I was invited to this architecture project like designer, so to make beautiful design. But in the end, when I look my calendar, my meetings, they are all about business. Like I said, 95% is business, then 5% is making, some visual communication design. How is your day structured? About when we were talking about business design.
I'm thinking about my work, architecture, design, details, materials, 24/7. Thinking. Working. I have this amazing solution with Steve Jobs' story. For example, one project is having 55 pages, and these are sketches. For example, this is one project I mentioned, this Gorini Experience Center. I'm doing sketches. I'm not doing design. It's classical to sit behind the computer anymore. This is what I do when I'm at the airport or airplane or evening or later, whenever I try, I'm bringing, solutions, doing sketches and sending to the people who are working for me in my studio. Maybe this is 3% to really work. Or having meetings with brainstorming and working on. 50% is business and all the rest is pleasure. But still work.
I can just clap,
No. Hear me, but still work.
Yeah.
Yeah? I never stop working, except when I'm playing golf. If you're thinking about fucking client, then you are shit. It's swinging and not good, and you need to. That's why. Okay, yeah. I'm meditating when I'm playing golf. Yeah, really. When you play golf and when you hear nature, then you are calm down.
And in golf, in golf, it isn't about force. It's about technique, how you.
Yes.
So that's really relaxing. It's not like swinging, but
really you cannot, put in a drawer or in a part your life. You can't. Only if you are, let's say, worker behind the desk or at the truck or whatever. You cannot say, as a manager, yeah, I'm manager, I'm investor, I'm on many fields, and then like an entrepreneur, you cannot say what you're doing, but you are working all the time and thinking all the time. And the biggest difference between entrepreneurs who are thinking and working is in being persistent and having execution. Whatever you are going to do in your life, please remember this. You need to touch down, you need to execute. If you will not, if you will have your projects only like this, and nobody will try to put this in reality, nobody will run for a client, nobody will push, then you will not be happy. You need to, and this is the most difficult part, to prepare, to run away, to grab, to sell.
I don't know if you remember when I was the first time in your studio. You can't imagine what guts I have to come to you with this mushroom and present.
Why?
Because that's also you have to really believe in things that you're doing.
You must.
So that's also, I think, to be prepared that people will say no. This is not the end of the world. You just have to and after a year I have results, but 90% of time people say no to you. I mean, really, 10% are just, you know, okay, I like it, it's good.
But what is most important, when somebody is telling you no, don't understand like no. Grab this no like maybe. And try to open another gate to this client. God bless you.
Allergy.
So, for example, this evening I was working to convince one client that we are right selection up to 2 in the morning. Why? Because I don't give up. Never. Yeah?
No is not an answer.
Not an issue. Except when you see that there is no trust. If you see that client and you are not matching, then I'm going away. Nevertheless, if the project is for next 5 years, really, because you will kill yourself, trust me. And especially in architecture, we have big projects. And when you have a project, big one, working 2 years for the client, and you are having pain in your stomach when he is calling you, quit immediately. Don't suffer. Really. Trust me.
So I'm just thinking how happy we are that you are here.
Why?
Just say no. No. Of course.
We are persistent. You're good.
I'm a bit boring.
Yes, she
Now listen.
I don't give up.
I like this area. I'm working with people here. I told you when I was in high school, we were, you know, paddling and enjoying canoes in
You have 2 canoes here, so
yeah, but we were going up, you know, where Kolpa is still, you know, like
Wild.
crazy, yeah, wild.
this is like golf canoeing. You know, everything.
Like this. It's always beautiful to be here, especially with beautiful people like you.
Yeah. If someone wants to present, not if someone, next person needs to present self.
Hello. So I'm Franca and I'm assistant of Irena, and that's it. She told everything about me
No, I did not.
and my work.
I did not tell you anything about us, about students.
Come on, that's it.
Like the
That's
thing
it,
that you
yeah.
like or something.
I heard it. Croatian ladies are more, you know, and Branka, you know. And very hot. No?
Not me, sorry.
Get some Slovenian.
You're coming from where?
From Croatia, from Zagreb.
Where?
From Zagreb.
From Zagreb.
Yeah.
Okay. Which one?
Kustišija. You know that or?
Of course.
Oh, great. Yeah, I work with Irena at University of Zagreb, Textile Technology, in Department for Design. And I
This
was...
is like university?
Yes,
University.
Yes.
The only one in
University of
Zagreb?
University of Zagreb is the Faculty of Textile Technology.
Okay.
And
But this is only fashion design in Croatia.
How many students you have?
Well,
now,
depends on the year.
yeah, it depends.
Around
Around 18 maybe.
18.
80.
80
per year.
per year.
But only fashion designers. But now we have less. Now our first years is around 50. Because and 50 is too much.
Okay.
I was also studying industrial design, like my students now.
In this university?
Yes,
Yeah.
same university.
Yeah.
So
And we make project with students, and with now we are work with Croatian Airlines and the students make some suggestions for uniforms for them. And we now wait for
Će biti
decision.
kockaste opet?
Neće, ne žele kockaste, iako je to nisu ni sad su grozne, ali kod njih je isto su problemi u kompaniji, to je već druga stvar, da. I radili smo kostimografe za otvorenje Europskih sveučilišnih igara, prije 2 godine, koliko to bilo, sa studentima.
Okay.
Da, svašta, sve što treba.
60 smo sad bravo.
Oni su radili, da, sad je otvorena u Muzeju za umjetnost i obrt izložba 60. Oni su radili uz nas haljine od ovoga, ne filca, nego dretica, kao na foru Paper Dress, što je bilo popularno 60-ih i Warhol je radio jedno kratko vrijeme, je bilo to početak nekakvog konzumerizma, vjerojatno u arhitekturi i dojmu, pa su te haljine bile na otvorenju. Da. Evo, nazdrav je istina.
Sve je istina što pričam.
Da, sve je istina.
Sorry Bernie, we are talking about you now.
Ok, neko pitanje?
I will on English. What do you actually want from us, from students? How do you see our designing? Because we are talking about industrial designing, and we do clothes. So how do you see we will connect with you?
Honestly, I was waiting to know you more, to develop the question, and of course trying to find some solutions. And we have many options. We have many options what to do today. Shall we work on dressing chairs or tables or lights or us or Maya? I don't know.
Yeah, and
We dressed Maya.
yeah, actually, when they came here first time,
We've done that.
Yes.
So probably we will work on dressing, not undressing. So
Oh,
this is
okay.
But we have a dear
I don't want that.
Huh?
Okay.
We could do that.
I agree, possibilities are many of them. Just I don't want that they mogu preći hrvatski. Ovo se sad zapetljala. Slažem se da su opcije što se tiče tekstila generalno široke, da se možemo povezati. Samo mi se zanima da li je problem što oni se fokusiraju zapravo na odjeću i to je više manje što bi oni htjeli raditi, znači proizvoditi odjeću, ne možda nužno se baviti recimo dizajnom tekstila, jer mi na fakultetu imamo posebno smjer koji se bavi dizajnom tekstila i oni recimo uče samo da budu nešto poput toga. Mislim da se slažem da oni moraju biti tvorena guma i ne specificirati isključivo, jer želim se raditi samo žnirance i ne vidim ispred sebe ništa drugo. Da li je to dobro ili...
you know, we have many options. We can say we have only white fabric because of the region, maybe.
Yeah, and also the
So in Uri,
color.
we have all of us. We have only, let's say, panel of 2 meters long and 1 meter wide, or 2.2. And what are you going to do out of this? All the same.
Okay.
Or we can develop this. And of course, some they will cut, some they will row, some they will, I don't know. But I'm trying to have things like keep it simple, you know, not too complicate. I don't like to complicate life.
I agree.
I don't have time for this. So, yes, you ladies are much more focused in details than we are. No?
True.
For example, in the morning you need 1 hour in front of the mirror.
No.
I need 1 hour in the shower.
I don't know which
I don't have that for
These ladies are ready in 5 minutes.
Maybe I'm not a
Probably.
classical woman, I don't know.
Always ready, right?
Talking about you.
Yeah.
Huh?
We're not talking about
Bernie thinks that he understands what we are saying, but he doesn't.
Yeah, so I expect that you will go more in details than would go architects or men, and we will
It
see.
depends about the clothes.
Think about these 2 days that you have ahead, like today evening and tomorrow morning, like a playground. Whatever will be, because I don't have idea where you're going, because I don't have idea when I have one designer who is creating one thing, it's like a complete mystery to me. What is happening in, his or her head, like, where did they get the inspiration, why do you do it like this? So really, I have no idea what I'm going to do now. Like the eight of you, like,
I would like to put some emblem of our meeting for Big Berry, Interiors are nice, but they don't have red line.
Yes, we agree.
Maybe this can be a topic. Maybe we can develop something which would match for the story of us in Big Berry story. Yeah? Could be t-shirt, could be dress, could be lamp, could be window, curtain, whatever.
Okay, thank you.
But I would suggest to follow one story, like I said. Yeah? We can select brown, yellow, white, whatever, but all the same. We all have the same starting point. This would be nice. Huh?
Okay. You? I'm Mariana, I'm an industrial design student, and I also like interior design and fashion, so I would like to learn more about it after I finish college. So that's my plan.
she plans to enroll a second, like a study or something
Okay.
like a master. So maybe you will have more in common with the others.
In the same university?
Yes, yes.
You
We
have
are
one.
from the same university.
Yeah, but
But
interior design is part of your university.
I found out about it
Okay.
private school
Okay.
for interior design. So when I collect the money, I will.
What when you will collect the money?
Not because I need to earn money or something. So I
Oh,
can
collect.
for the
Collect is
car.
nice word, you know. It's like, yeah. Pokupiti, da ideš tu malo naokolo pa pokupiš pa da onda
So
možeš.
please see what you have in your pocket and wallet.
Tell us.
Ne, ali istina je, pare su ti svugde, posebno u Sloveniji to ti leži svugde. Okay. Questions about interior design?
Everybody's saying to me like, this is hard, you will never get a job with interior design, there are lots of designers, so is there any like secret or something how to keep the success? Because everybody told me, oh no, that.
For lady to be in architecture or interior design, but for sure for architecture it's really hard, really hard. You know, honestly, to have architect lady working on construction site, it's not good, because honestly you are too gentle. Honestly, you don't have time for this because you probably have or will have kids and you need to be at 4 in kindergarten or whatever. So this is not a job for a lady. Nevertheless, Zaha Hadid and many others were very successful. For interior is better. For sure, once again, you take care about details. Eyes, lips, everything. We don't care about this. We just shave and that's it. Yeah. So you are more focused in details, and this is the story also in interior. But what I'm noticing that you, as ladies generally, don't have big picture. You're good in details, but big picture is missing part. how the clients will move through this ambient, how people who are working will work in the ambient. Yeah. So maybe one suggestion is to be a decorator, not classical interior designer. And I don't know if you have in Croatia, but in Slovenia we don't have this university or knowledge. You need to study outside, America or England. Yeah. So, and once again, if you have this wish, work for this 24/7. You will have big success. Trust me. But if you will work, if you will sit at home and they told me it's really hard, nothing will happen. Never.
Okay.
Next, please, Stjepan.
I'm Stjepan, I'm also on the same university. I like to do many things and be, for example, photography, drawing. I'm interested in working in other programs like 3D or Adobe Suite. And I don't know, so I like what you said that you must think about many things, not just one thing. Yeah. Not only
Be focused
on many things.
on next step, not many steps.
What?
Be focused on
Think about many things,
Okay.
but focus on next step.
Yeah.
Korak po korak.
No. Okay.
I'm Helena. On
Helena.
the same university.
Helena,
Helena.
And
slovensko ime.
Helena.
Imate isto?
Yeah, we have it all.
And I don't have a plan what I'm going to do. I'm interested in many things in fashion, but not only designing clothes, like everything, accessories. First, I wanted to be an architecture.
Yeah.
Yes. But then I end in fashion, so I still don't know what I will do next. Maybe after this college to go I will probably move from Croatia, so to study some, not master, but some
Like a course.
course, yes. Maybe with design, something else. I will see what I will like the most.
But you already have some practical experience in designing the.
Yes, yeah.
Which is
I'm a ice skater. I was in the national team for 20 years, so I mean for a few years, but for 20 years I am in ice skating, so I have experience about designing clothes, sport clothes. That's it. So I will see what will be next
Step.
Yeah.
Question?
I don't have a question. I mean, I agree with everything that you say. So.
It's
I
not.
have one proposal for
Yeah.
you. Since I noticed that you have a beautiful puppy, there is a big lack of dog clothes.
Mm-hmm.
I know, yeah.
This could be very interesting story.
Yeah.
Your passion, your love
I
to connect with design.
yes. I was reading a few days ago about I don't know if you heard about designer Philip Klein.
Philip?
Klein,
Lane.
fashion designer. I don't like his clothes, but he's really famous. And he started with working beds for dogs. That's how he earned money, and then
We can
start with that.
Yes, but once again, try to go out of your heart. Try to keep or follow your heart, your soul, and never give up.
Yes, of course.
Nevertheless, many of them will tell you who will buy dress for dog.
Yeah, I know everything has a buyer.
Mhm.
I know that.
Now, I noticed because we have now for 14 days the same puppy, not the same, but
Yeah. The same breed.
no, Slugi.
Boogie?
Slugi.
What else will
Hurt.
Aha!
Yeah.
A dobro, nisam imala
So this is 2D though. You know, you don't see him like this, and when he comes like this, you see him.
Yeah.
She has a 3D though.
She will be big one.
Aha.
Now she is even bigger than this puppy, and she's 3
Aha,
months.
sport.
Yeah, of course. They are like
Yeah,
With long or short hair?
very short. Slugi.
Ah,
It's Arabic greyhound.
I was thinking about it because I like a Bahrain royal family, and they have a lot of them. Yeah.
We have from Frankfurt. Daughter, 11 years old. Yeah.
Yeah. I was asking who's taking care of him.
I will show you
because
pictures
This
later.
is like a baby.
Super.
Yeah.